Hello, Void Dweller, George, T, Jeremy. Welcome back to Trails in the Scales, Super Kales. Last time we spoke to Duke Dunan, who was a total motherfucking bitch, who's never gonna learn his lesson because their idea of a punishment for trying to take over the goddamn country is to lock him in a fucking luxury hotel room. God. There is no fucking justice. I swear. I just can't. And of course, he's more obstinate than ever. Oh my god, he just infuriates me. I can't believe there was a second in Trails, the first game, where I actually thought Duke Dunan might end up being slightly sympathetic. Nope, he's just a bitch. He is straight up just a bitch. A pure bitch. Hello, Zarvegas. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god. And more importantly, we also met Ren, this totally sweet, innocent girl who asks, you know, totally non-suspicious questions and that are just, you know, completely normal for a child to ask and, like, want to know, and going off on her own with Tita, which I'm sure will just, you know, they're just gonna have fun and play and not do anything but wrong, you know? She's not in any danger or anything. Like, why would she be? Just two children happily playing. Like, seriously. I'm sorry. I just... God. Fucking... Oh my god. I can see why they didn't get suspicious, because she is just a little girl. I mean, why would they... They probably just think she's precocious. But from the perspective of, you know, the player playing the game, if she's not evil, I will be so embarrassed and surprised. Like, I'll be shocked, honestly, if she's not evil. Anyway, we have some new side quests to do. Oh, yeah, we have to go to the museum. I just want to check the Bracer Guild to see, yeah. We have to do, before we continue with the main story, one new side quest popped up. So, yep, and it's concerning the museum. Oh, I forgot that's... I think it's here? Oh. Yep, there it is. Lately, even the museum head and the curator seem to be very busy. I hope they don't fall ill. I hope not, too. Except there's one person I hope falls ill who has to do with the museum. Alright. There, oh, here we go.
Hello there, how can I help you?
Better yet, how can we help you? I'm Estelle Bright. I make it right. I'm a bracer. We're with the Bracer Guild, sir.
Oh, excellent. I was hoping someone would come soon. Let's waste no time getting down to business.
Sure. I don't know why they give me a yes/no with that. I guess the quest locks you into the area. That's probably why. Yeah, sure. So what was stolen?
How about that? Do you notice anything off here?
Off? This is the airship gallery, right? Hey, now that you mention it, something seems to be missing. You're right, Estelle. There was a portrait of the Arcee on this wall, as I recall. And now that you mention it, Chloe, I do remember something like that being here.
How could I forget? I saw the portrait myself while touring the capital. Guess we know why you called us now. The portrait of the Arcee was stolen, wasn't it? Precisely that. I was there this morning, but around noon or so I noticed it was gone.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, at least now we know the person who did this. I never would have guessed that this dude from a side quest would be like an actual, main story related, Phantom Thief here.
This card was on the wall in his place. Oh, beauteous princess and her loyal companions, the image of the proud white falcon has fallen into my hands. Should you seek it, then answer my challenge. The first key is in the residence of the aged general. Search the onlooker of time.
Him. Again.
Our rivalry burns brighter still.
God. Olivier never stops being awesome.
Yeah, sounds like Phantom Thief Blue Blanc, alright. You guys told me about it, but I thought you were exaggerating.
Nope, if anything, we were being nice.
You already know who the criminal is. Now that's what I call reassuring. You really do make it right. I have every confidence that you'll crack this case.
We won't lay it down. We'll be back before you know it. Anything at all? To go on? Let's keep checking. Nope, same dialogue.
He handed over that thing to the museum director. Apparently they're looking into whether or not it's something the museum can hold on to. So I'm having to wonder while they check it out.
Oh, residence of the aged general and the onlooker of time. Okay, yep. Sorry, I forgot that we got the clue. Oh wow, I brain farted there. Yep, I know exactly where that is. Yep, sorry. No, it's... You come back here! Damn it, he got away again. Estelle, do you realize that's just a courier? Shh, I know that, Chloe. But these two weren't here when I did that before. I want to trick him. You! No, no! You get away from me!
Estelle? What is the meaning of this?
I will get him, I swear! He's my arch nemesis.
Estelle?
May I have your ear for a moment? I actually just received the rank of Master Fisherman from the Fisherman's Guild. Now I'm gonna be counting alongside people like Lloyd. Y'all know Lloyd, don't you? He's a wonderful fisherman. Once my husband comes back from the castle, I'm gonna positively rub his face in this. Oh, I will! Isn't this the house of the general? I could have sworn that's his house, unless unless it was something that's very similar. Oh, no. It was this one. It was this one. Sorry. Yep, there we go. Okay. Sorry. Hello? For all my husband's dislike of racers, he certainly speaks of them quite a lot recently. I think he's one of those sundries those kids talk about. Perhaps it's Cassius's influence, as shocking as that would be. The
good sir's changed a bit. Maybe it's my imagination, but he seems to smile more than I'm accustomed to seeing.
I met a girl, he drives a little while ago at the cathedral. Hey, wish I could play with her.
I hope it wasn't Ren. I thought the thing is supposed to be here, the next clue. What's the dealio? Seriously? Oh god, is it not here? Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay.
So the aged general is probably General Morgan. It's a good thing that all the other generals in the borough are very young. In that case, is this the onlooker of time?
I'd say it's likely.
We'll need to check inside. For the note from my rival.
Estelle asked and received permission from the owners of the house to investigate the clock. Upon inspection, they found a card stuck to the back.
The second key is in the city. Seek the symbol perched on the ground. As we thought.
And my! To think something like that was in this house. Well, this guy isn't the type to harm people who aren't involved in his weird plans. So don't worry. He's like the goofball of ouroboros. Best to close up tight tonight, just in case there's any more mischief, though. Yes, of course. Yes, we'll be careful.
All right. Shall we continue? I can't wait to see what challenge my rival has cooked up for us next.
Alright, let's see. What was it called again? The symbol perched on the ground. Oh, it's certainly possible, Jeremy, given that Blue Blank can disguise himself as literally anybody. I mean, in the city. That's a terrible clue. In the city. Everything's in the city. Symbol perched on the ground. I imagine there's like a bird symbol somewhere. You! I will chase him down one day. Oh yeah, there's a perch. Yep, there we go. The burb. The symbol perched on the ground, huh? This white falcon symbol seems suspect to me. Super suspect.
This bird is the symbol of the borough, so it stand out.
Let's have a look. There's a card stuck to the base of the iron fence.
The third key is in the foreign months. Examine the wheel of the blue knight.
All right! We got it. But what does the Blue Knight mean? Is he talking about the Royal Guard? They certainly do wear blue uniforms.
I think not. It says the foreign months. So I don't think the Royal Guard makes sense. Likely it's one of the embassies. More than anything else, it wouldn't be beautiful. So we should try something else.
Is that right?
Whenever he's involved, you get even worse somehow. Well, it is coming from someone similar. So I guess maybe I should listen to the warning here.
I can't wait until my rival and I have our climactic duel again and again as our power level escalates, us pushing each other further and further beyond into levels of power unbeknownst. Then, all of a sudden, we come to a startling conclusion that we don't want to fight anymore. That he and I have forged a bond greater than friendship. And such, he will stop attacking and be released from Ouroboros. And then we shall become comrades in arms. Oh, but then tragedy will strike. The leader of Ouroboros shall unleash an extremely powerful attack right in his back, or rather, right at my back, and he will push me out of the way at the last second. And then I will cradle his dying form in my arms, tears streaming down my face, saying no, no! And thus I will awaken to a level of power far beyond anything anyone has ever known, to face his murderer. Oh, can't you see it, Estelle?
I swear, you really need to be committed.
Oh, I am indeed committed. Committed to romance. Ha 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 ha!
See.
Oh, Olivier. Haha, you continue to play your role well, Bergen. I would like to enter. May we pass? I can't say no to you, but who's with you?
Oh, we're from the Bracer Guild. We'd like to ask the ambassador a few things if that's okay. We thought we'd try having Olivier introduce us.
Oh, okay.
Well, I could certainly let you in, but Lord Ambassador Kran Naig, and Major Vander are out at the moment, you see.
Oh, a pity. What shall we do, Estelle? We can wait inside.
Well, we could, but kind of burning daylight here. So I'd like to visit some of the other places while we wait. Oh, I forgot about the Calvarian Embassy. I think that's on the bottom. We could visit the Calvarian Embassy first, then. It's just across the plaza from here.
Yeah, getting back here won't take long after meeting with Elsa.
Well, that's decided then. We'll be back later, sir.
I'll let the Major know you two are here. See you later.
Hey, how goes?
Huh? Zen! Holy crap! Wasting time in Liberalville again?
Something like that. But I'd say hello to Elsa. I have something I need to talk to her about. Is she in?
Well, I haven't seen her leave, so I guess she's around. Oh, who's with you? Gotta ask, you know, policy.
Oh, they're helping me with some guild work. I'm gonna introduce them to Elsa.
Well, okay. If they're with you, Zen, I guess I can let them in.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
So, welcome to the Calvarian Embassy. Oh, please do keep in mind that the embassy halls at Calvin soil. Calvin and Liberal are friends, but still keep your nose clean, okay?
You hear that, Olivier?
And again, my heart is assaulted with arrows! How little trust you have in me.
Let me just save. No, I always use that voice for Zen.
I always use this rocky voice for Zin. That is the same voice that Zin always had.
What is this?
Oh, magnificent!
Wow. This is the Calvarian Embassy? I didn't expect it to be quite so fancy. Hello, Blubba. Welcome to the stream. And yet it's a bit exotic as well. I really like it.
Well, quite a few people from even farther east have settled in Calvary, you know. They've had an impact on our culture, too. Anyway, Alice's office is the furthest room on the second floor.
Alrighty then. Zen?
Hey, I'm back! I might have ended up borrowing a room, so I'll be in your care if that happens.
Of course. I'll have everything squeaky clean for you. I'm guessing that's Elsa, so I'll just read these books first. The shelf holds the Doll Knight series. What the fuck?! Wow! I first want to find the Blue Knight thing, but oh my god! It's an entirely separate book series. What the fuck?
Oh, you are. Why, if it isn't Zin? Counselor, a pleasure. Oh, together here? Are they all your guests? Yep, they're co-workers with the guild. Are you here about the threat letter? It's as you guessed. It's a request from the Royal Army. Do you have any ideas? Threat letters like that aren't exactly rare in the Republic. To be honest, I barely paid it any heed at all.
Prepare the water for the throat? Oh god. Oh my god.
True, there are a lot of radical groups in the country. Yes, they always cause trouble when the issue of immigration comes up.
And this was made, like, how long ago? Jeez.
Wow. Well, this time at least I can't say anything. Why don't you see what Ambassador Cochrane thinks first? Yep, we'll go do that right now. If you'll pardon us.
That was called Will of the Blue Knight. I wonder if that's the Doll Knight book series. My god, this place is huge. It's certainly possible. Let's see. Alright, let's do reading. Are you ready? Let's go! Okay, it's 4 pages per, but still. Chapter 1, this is like literally a fucking novella here. Chapter 1, The Puppeteer's Apprentice. Long, long ago, in a distant land, in a certain little village, there lived a young boy. He was some 13 years old. His name was Pedro. Pedro was a small boy, not very strong, but his fingers were dexterous enough to astonish anyone. When he moved his whittling knife, wooden blocks would turn into birds and wonderful creatures as if by magic. This boy spent his days with these crafts as his life. One day, strange travelers came by the village. An old man with sharp eyes and a large man in black garb casually strolled into the general store, whereupon their eyes were drawn to a wooden bird, so cunningly carved that one could almost hear its wings beat in the air. It was Pedro's latest creation. After inquiring with the owner of the general store, the old man and his escort came upon the little house where Pedro lived, and the first words they had for him were,
"Prepare your things. We're leaving for the city."
Pedro's eyes widened in shock at the order.
What is this?
He cried.
Who are you people?
His eyes fell on the large man in black. Pedro's words caught in his throat. The old man chuckled.
So you did notice. I thought you would.
Ah, Void Dweller, that's sweet of you. And the old man's fingers stretched transparent threads. Oh my god. Dang, it's a freaking Daedara to... No, it wasn't Daedara, it was the other guys. I forgot, his name began with an S. He gestured and the black-garbed man bowed gracefully. The immense man was a clockwork puppet. Dang! It's literally fucking Naruto shit right here. This is like a freaking Shonen series! Oh my god! Wow!
He's the Black Priest,
The old man said.
my finest work.
Saucity. Yeah, that's Doors, thanks. His wrinkled face creased further as he smiled slyly. He was the famous master Capri Oratoria, a puppeteer known throughout Luna. Oratoria fixed Pedro with a beady eye.
You could craft something even greater than this. Doesn't the mere thought excite you?
No more words were needed. Tossing his carving knife into his sack, Pedro fixed his cap on his head and greeted his new master by saying farewell to his old home. This is literally a full fucking story! Yeah, the Blue Knight, right there. Oh, thank you, Akita, for stopping by. Well, thank you. This is literally like its own fucking anime! My god! Oh my... Jesus, Louises Creases! The years passed swiftly for Pedro at Oratoria's workshop in the outskirts of the capital. Under the tutelage of Puppeteer Capri, he learned the techniques to build clockwork puppets and the skills to make them dance and perform. Oh yeah, that's right! This is the book series Kevin was reading! After 3 years of training, he completed his own masterpiece. A doll of noble bearing dressed in armor with a gleaming blue helm. Is it a guy or a girl, I wonder? If Capri's masterwork, the Black Priest, was a martial arts type focused on maneuverability, then Pedro's blue puppet was a well-balanced swordsman. Its counterattacks as it turned aside the Black Priest's punches and kicks with the very image of a graceful knight.
What will you call it?
Hello, Mirage, welcome to the stream, Capri asked. Pedro had no answer. He had been so focused on his creation that he hadn't actually thought of one. Ultimately would come to be called the Blue Knight before he could name it. It was some time after Pedro constructed the Blue Knight that the king who ruled the city would pass on from their world. The king had long been ill, so his little shock in the mourning period passed smoothly. So in accordance with the law, the king's only daughter, Princess Tia, would ascend to the throne as queen. Alright, that's like a meanwhile. This is the amount of effort. Like, if it wasn't already apparent with, like, the detail in the previous game, like, it is just so apparent that this game is a labor of love. Like, the story, and world building especially. Like, this is somebody's dream world that they probably, before making these games, they probably had it in their head for, I'm gonna say, maybe a decade, if not longer. Like, you can tell right away, this is like some Exandria shit. Like, wow. Or some, like, you know, like Disco Elysium. Like, this is clearly one of those things where the creator this is their world that is in some ways more real than reality. And those things I think are truly precious. On the chapter 3, on the road home, Pedro visited the city accompanied by the Blue Knight. With the crowning ceremony approaching, the streets were abuzz with excitement. As he strolled the city center, people passing by cast strange looks his way. What a noble knight he must be. I'm sure he must be quite the famous hero. Oh yeah, Disco Elysium. I think what happened to Disco Elysium is absolutely tragic. But it's like, if there was any way Disco Elysium would meet its end, like based on the themes of Disco Elysium, you couldn't write it more than that, and it's absolutely tragic and shouldn't be that what happened. But it's such a weird thematic thing. What happened with Disco Elysium, based on the themes of the story, you can't help but marvel at it. And then just like laugh at the absurdity of what happened to Disco Elysium, and laughing like at the same time like of the rage. Fucking hell, man. Anyway, reading this story, the Blue Knight. Do you suppose he's attending the crowning ceremony? Trailing quietly behind the Blue Knight, Pedro could hardly keep himself from doing a little dance. Make a little love, get down tonight. It felt like a step toward Capri, who controlled the Black Priest if it was a human itself. Of course, at the same time he found it annoying that others thought him the servant of his own creation. He was on his way back to the workshop outside of town, yet Pedro's humming was interrupted by a scream. I'm gonna guessing it's a girl. No, please stop! Cried a voice in the woods.
No one's gonna save you,
A man growled.
Oh God.
Give up and give in. Ugh.
Hello, Tinkerlin. Welcome to the stream. From the looks of things, some thuggish men had a girl cornered. Dainty and clad in a white dress. Yep, it's a girl, yep. The girl's searching eyes sought desperately for a way to flee from the danger. Pedro squared his shoulders. And lowering his cap to shadow his eyes, he set his fingers in motion. The Blue Knight charged forward. Come on, rescue her! A righteous display. Upon seeing the Blue Knight appear like a shadow from the heart of the forest, the men harassing the girl can only gape in amazement.
Leave the group.
Oh, I'm guessing. Oh, yes, okay, it is Pedro talking.
Leave the girl and leave this place.
The Blue Knight declared from the depths of its helmet. This was the ventriloquism that the old master had drilled into his head as a secret of puppeteering. Oh my God, and the girl's gonna fall in love with the Blue Knight without knowing that it's just him controlling it. Oh my God!
Who the hell are you? Get out of here before you get hurt.
Fools.
Yet, you always gotta start with the bandits as the first enemy. With a jab from its clockwork fist, the Blue Knight knocked back the man holding the woman and pivoted swiftly to kick both men away.
Are you hurt, young lady?
No. No, I am well.
Good. 'Twould be best if you stood back.
At last, the Blue Knight drew its sword, swathed in black. A third man who seemed here before you... Wait, what? Oh, a third man, there we go, who seemed like the leader approached.
Not bad for a wanderer.
The boss. Pedro eyed the new arrival. The black-garbed man's stance suggested he knew something of proper swordsmanship.
Enough playing, though. Hand over the girl and I'll see you rewarded. To ignore one's duties is to be without courage. I fear I cannot do that,
said the Blue Knight.
Well then, die!
Screamed the black-garbed man and attacked. The man in black attacked. From the upper right, he feinted as if to strike the shoulder, but twisted his wrist and changed to a slash across the body. Pedro, having read the feint, pulled at his strings. The Blue Knight stepped back a half step, dodging the horizontal slash, then smacked the outstretched blade, knocking it from his foe's hands.
He's got you gotta have the bad guy say that in the first episode.
Impossible!
The black-garbed man rubbed his numb hand and paled at the Blue Knight, shifted slightly. As if it was a sign, the thugs turned and scattered like baby spiders. The girl gave a sigh of relief and curtsied. Thank you very much. She was still a bit shaky. Her manner was that of a noblewoman. Okay, good. I'm glad I used that voice for her then.
It is the duty of every knight to protect. Pay it no mind.
Are you from foreign lands, perhaps? Suddenly, Pedro was struck with a moment of whimsy.
I am the touring knight, Pedro. The boy there is my servant.
Oh my god! This is legit amazing. Yep.
Baccarat! Masaka!
Yep. Yep. Can't count how many times I've heard that. Oh my god. I am loving this already. I am loving this. It's a thing where you can tell how the story's gonna go, but that's fine because it's so cool and it's things you like seeing.
The boy there is my servant.
He made the pepper reply. Huh?
The girl seemed to finally seemed to notice him. This is, oh my god. This is gonna be some miraculous ladybug shit, isn't it? Oh my god. And we're gonna get it's gonna be like miraculous ladybug mixed with Cyrano de Bergerac. Oh my god, this is amazing! This is fucking amazing! Oh my god. She was faced with an expression of bewilderment. However, Pedro was no less surprised. Indeed, his shock was many, many times greater than hers. Ooh, yep, he's fallen in love. Cool turquoise blue eyes, that familiar achingly lovely form. It was the same girl he had seen in ceremonies. Yep, yeah, it's the princess or queen. Yeah, gonna be queen. Same girl he had seen at ceremonies and from the balcony of the palace.
Your Highness?
He blurted. The girl wrapped in pure white was the very girl who had just lost her father, was about to be crowned in the capital. It was Princess Tia. Da da da! I love it, love it, love it, love it! Good! Woo! Oh my god! I love it so much, you guys! Chapter 6, The Melancholy of the Princess. Here we go. God, seriously? This feels like it could totally be its own fucking anime.
Would you be willing to guard me for these 2 weeks until the crowning ceremony?
In the royal throne room, Princess Tia asked the question with a serious expression. Of course, she asked it not of Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. Oh my god!
Have you not a royal guard? Surely you'd be far better off with them as your protectors.
Unable to say that the Blue Knight was a puppet, Pedro followed as far as the throne room. He shivered, sensing even more trouble about to come. The royal girl. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go! Here we go!
The royal guard that protect the capital they obey the words of my uncle, Duke Gaston, even before they abandoned me and fled.
Yep. You know, with a name like that, he's totally the bad guy. He's named after the fucking evil dude from Beauty and the Beast.
Princess Tia said softly. Duke Gaston was a man surrounded by bad rumors. It was an open secret that he took advantage of the previous king's illness to line his own perps.
Oh, he probably poisoned him. He's probably did a friggin' Dio there.
The man in black you confronted, Sir Pedro. I am sure this is my uncle's second in command. All of it was planned.
Princess Tia's sky blue eyes clouded. At this point, the kindly Pedro could hardly refuse the role of escort.
Understood. I shall accept your request.
He had the Blue Knight reply. Princess Tia's smile was like the sun, breaking through the clouds. Thank you, Sir Knight. Thank you so very much.
She turned towards Pedro as well.
Oh, wow. And you too, good servant. May I ask for your name?
Pedro hid his eyes once more in the shadow of his cap.
I am no one worthy of naming myself.
Oh, I just clicked out screen. God damn it. Okay. Oh no, that's the one where see, it only has the number on the top, so. Chapter 7, Turbulent Days. Protecting the princess proved harder than predicted. After all, almost every day there were new ne'er-do-wells sent after her. A bunch of filler episodes. Eventually, partially due to their closeness in age, Princess Tia and Pedro, still playing the servant, came to speak very openly to each other. While glad for the princess's trust, he didn't know what he would do if the truth of the Blue Knight came out. Pedro was beside himself with worry. On the other side of the city, a letter was delivered to a certain puppet workshop.
What is that boy doing?
Guessing the circumstances from the very vague statements in Pedro's letter, Capri sighed and gave a bitter smile.
However, perhaps this is a good chance.
He mused. Pedro was ever bright and straight as an arrow, yet his thoughts were always of puppets. Partially due to living outside the city, he had no friends he could call close, yet it hardly seemed as if he felt lonely for it. While the role of escort to the princess was perhaps beyond his station, if it proved a chance to awaken more human feelings in his apprentice, Capri could only wish him the best with the parent's heart. Okay, so Capri is a good guy. That probably means he's gonna die. Oh boy. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. What makes the darkness shake?
That girl at this devil's own luck.
In a dim room lit by flickering candle flames, Duke Gaston cursed hatefully. He felt not a moment of sympathy or care for his niece.
At this rate, she shall see the crowning ceremony. This night, Pedro. Can't we handle him?
He's the first man so skilled we've encountered. We fear that even if the royal guard attacked at once, it might be difficult.
Recalling the shame of having his sword knocked from his hands, Duke Gaston's second in command bit his lip.
Sir, we have nothing to fear,
He said.
Well, a bit of an odd character. We've hired a skilled assassin to handle this, my lord.
Next boss.
Odd? What sort of person is he?
Here we go, the next boss. This is so cool. This is so fucking cool.
Did you call?
The flames danced bewitchingly, then went out as one, as if something tremendously heavy had collapsed down onto it. The carpeted floor shook with a thud.
Who is it?
Duke Gaston took a step back, the shadow illuminated by the mean was tremendous and inhuman.
My lord, fear not. This is our assassin, Harlequin. He'll remove all that is in your way with his puppet.
Of course, in this world, all the most powerful people use puppets. The assassin sketched a mocking bow.
I do love hunting. I don't take jobs unless the prey's lively.
A sickening laugh shook the darkness, bringing a nasty smile to the Duke's face as well.
Worry not. I am sure your hunt will be most enjoyable.
And so did the night, bathed in red by a crimson moon fade to dawn, melting like ice. Chapter 9. Afternoon in the Lesser Palace. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess has always filled 3 cups with black tea from the pot. Please enjoy your tea,
My thanks.
the Blue Knight intoned.
Thank you very much.
Pedro said. Pedro moved the Blue Knight with his left hand as he slipped the tea made by the princess. It was the happiest moment in their otherwise busy days. It's a good thing nobody ever wants to talk to the Blue Knight privately. Good servant, you really seem to enjoy your tea. It makes it very worth the effort for the one who made
it. You're too kind.
Smiling bitterly, Pedro pulled his strings. The Blue Knight in one go emptied the tea into the cup and into the leather sack in his neck. Yeah, there's gotta be something there. At this, Princess Tia could only sigh. Oh no! Oh god. It's one of these situations. Whereas Sir Pedro here seems hardly find it delicious at all. It makes it difficult to be motivated.
Pardon me? I fear I am an impolite man.
In his heart, Pedro felt a nervous edge. But the Blue Knight answered with an ever-calm face. There have been countless moments where it seemed as everything would be revealed. But Princess Tia showed no signs of doubting the truth of the Blue Knight. The princess smiled faintly, but her expression quickly turned somber. I wonder if there's going to be a plot twist. I suppose it doesn't matter. These fun afternoons will end tomorrow, after the crowning ceremony the following day. You should both leave the city after all. At the princess's lonely words, Pedro's heart beat fast as a drum.
I fear I am a man on the path of the warrior. So, my apologies.
You know, exactly, Doris. I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, cue multiple comedic scenes of the princess almost finding out the secret. This is so good. This is so good. God, this could easily fucking be like I would totally watch this show. This could easily be a Shonen Jump series. Like, this is gonna be a lot shorter, but like you could easily see how it works. Like, especially with him like constantly fine-tuning the puppet and like meeting other puppet masters, like, you know, as both rivals and as, you know, people on his side with different styles of puppeteering. No, I should apologize. I shall hardly make much of a queen like this. The princess shook herself and smiled brightly. Forgetting to control the puppet, Pedro ducked his head to hide the longing on his face. He would have loved to stay as their guard. Though she might have been of noble birth, Princess Tia was a lonely girl who had lost her father. However, she had been speaking not of the servant like Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. To the princess, Pedro was simply part of the package. thinking that made his chest hurt somehow. He's jealous of his own puppet. It was a pain as such he never felt when he was handling his puppets. Ultimately, Pedro had chosen. Even if it meant saddening the princess, to flee from this unbearable pain in his chest. Ah, would you like a second cup? As if to clear the heavy atmosphere, the princess offered the pot with a smile.
Oh, that does sound good. Mind giving me a cup?
Oh, I see.
Oh, that does sound good. Mind giving me another cup?
With an unnerving laugh, a shadow leapt in.
Ah!
What? A sudden gust tore through the garden, sending the tea flying off the table. Crimson wings beat the air, and an immense puppet in the form of a devil fell to the earth.
Sorry for interrupting your lovely tea party.
Tittered a voice.
Would you mind playing with me for a bit?
On the devil's left arm was a human figure. It was a masked puppeteer Harlequin. You know what the progression of the story would be is that, yeah, it's an evil Olivia, is that Pedro would gradually learn to not just control the Blue Knight, but fight alongside his puppet. That's what the progression of the story would be. Like how he would gain power. And like maybe as like a big like Super Saiyan type moment, he would go inside the puppet and control it like a freaking power armor type thing.
I'll make sure it's plenty of fun.
Here we go, second boss.
Lady Tia, stand back!
Pedro, shielding the princess behind him, sent the Blue Knight forward towards the Crimson Devil's right arm. It was a blind spot for the masked puppeteer. With a rapid turn, the knight let loose a heavy strike. The tip of the sword was solid up in the base of the creature's wing. The demon's right arm flashed up. Blade and claw scraped, sending sparks into the air. Losing its balance, the Blue Knight took an unsteady step back. The demon gave a shiver, and a barbed tail thick as a log screamed through the air, striking forward. Astonished by the technique, Pedro snapped the Blue Knight back, dodging the tail swipe.
Oh, you are good. I didn't think you were in the same business.
The masked puppeteer spoke not to the Blue Knight, but to Pedro, yet he immediately knows. The Blue Knight, as if to interrupt these words, pointed its sword at the puppeteer.
What nonsense are you speaking? If you shall not come, then I shall strike first.
And it's gonna be like, the lesson he's gonna learn is like, he can't fight properly without fighting alongside the puppet, rather than just having the puppet do all the work. At least I think of this battle, at least I think it's gonna happen. Even now, Pedro tried to hide it. Princess Tia, with a confused expression, gazed upon the preceding events.
I see. So that's how it is.
The masked puppeteer, as if suddenly realizing the situation, laughed softly.
My. Well, let no one call me rude. If you'd rather not share, I'll stay quiet. But you know...
The puppeteer's voice dipped low and was tinged with a roiling darkness.
If you don't even have that much guts, then even thinking you can win against my calamity is naive!
Woo! Here we go. The demon doll Calamity kicked the ground and launched itself into the air, closing the gap in an instant. Pedro reacted just a moment too slow, so the intent he was on not wanting the princess to notice. So intent was he on not wanting the princess to notice. It was the tiniest of openings, but it was one that would prove fatal. First, the sword was knocked from clockwork hands. Then, the claws continued to dig in, cutting through the blue armor like butter. Uh-oh.
Oh my! What's wrong?
The tail whipped in, encircling the Blue Knight. With a twitch of the puppeteer's fingers, the tail tightened, crushing both the knight's arms.
Got you!
The claws grabbed the Blue Knight by its feathered helm and lifted it up off its feet.
Stop!
The first puppet he'd made, that he put so much effort into, was being torn to pieces. Time to go Super Saiyan. Come on! Pedro lost himself for a moment and ran forward.
Oh, you are so impatient. No need to worry.
I was going to give him back.
Hello, Dark Samurai, welcome to the stream. The Crimson Demon held the Blue Knight high and threw it down towards Pedro.
Ah!
The Blue Knight crashed into Pedro and bowled him over. He lay in a crumpled heap upon the lawn of the body of the puppet. Please, stop! The princess stepped behind the fallen pair and the masked puppeteer, her arms spread wide. You're his target, oh no. I offer myself to you in return. In return, I command you to cease this senseless violence. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. He's no match for him right now. Last time, on the Blue Knight, on the Dull Knight, I offer myself to you. In return, I command you to cease this senseless violence. At Princess Tia's bold words, the puppeteer licked his lips loudly.
You'd offer yourself in place of your god? Why, you bring tears to my eyes, princess.
You mustn't! Lady Tia!
Barely conscious, Pedro desperately tried to put words together. He had not the energy to use for ventriloquism.
My master. Pedro is fine. Leave it to him. Hurry. Run.
Sir Pedro? Silence! At the princess's angry words, Pedro managed to open his eyes fully, for those words were addressed most surely to he, still garbed and acting the servant. Oh my god, she knew all along!
You knew?
Oh, now he can use his full power. I'm sorry. I pretended not to notice. The princess smiled in a sad, lonely way, then turned to the puppeteer again with a dignified expression. Now, take me to my uncle.
My, oh my, what a princess you are. I bet you would have made quite the queen, too.
Yep, Dark Samurai, not only that, but it's Persona 3 Portable, the best version. The demon slowly stretched out its right arm. When the princess stepped on, it began to beat its crimson wings. Sir Pedro? Thank you very much. This last week was very fun. These words of goodbye sunk into his brain. As he watched the scarlet shadow be swallowed into the blue sky, Pedro's consciousness slowly faded into the darkness. I wish they had the number on the top always, because I forget which number it is. Chapter 14, The Cost of Deceit. The next, he's gonna upgrade as the Blue Knight, isn't he? The next morning, when Pedro opened his eyes, he found himself in his room at the doll workshop. Safe on his familiar firm bed, he felt a rush of relief. It had all been a dream. Yeah, right. It's not really a dream. Capri called out from the workshop.
How are you feeling?
Pedro craned his neck. On the workbench in the back, he glimpsed disassembled blue parts spread out across the wood. He leapt up, panicked.
It wasn't a dream. Oh.
It seemed Capri had used the Black Priest to bring Pedro and the broken form of the Blue Knight back from the castle.
It's all my fault.
Pedro's eyes trailed over his former masterpiece, now reduced to junk. His memory then trailed back over the cool, turquoise blue eyes, a warm smile like a ray of sunlight, and fine fingers pouring black tea. Pedro ground his lip between his teeth.
The Blue Knight wasn't good enough. If I had any talent as a puppeteer, I would have been able to protect Princess Tia.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking of that too, Void Dweller.
It seems you still don't understand.
Capri muttered, and he bonked Pedro on the head with a cane.
Ah!
His face took on a rare expression of severity.
What you lack is here!
In a forceful motion, he jabbed his finger against Pedro's chest. Pedro could only blink in shock.
Her Highness knew the truth of the Blue Knight, and yet she chose to pretend not to. To really not understand why?
Because...
Unexpectedly, in the depths of his mind, he had a flash of insight. Sir Pedro, silence, she had said. And then, I pretended not to notice. He recalled the sad, lonely smile she gave him when she revealed it. Here we go. It's this part of the story. And it's gonna be like Blue Knight EX or something like that. Or like Azure Knight or something, I bet. Something like that. Something hot pulled up inside his chest. Pedro raised his head and fixed Capri with an intense gaze.
Master, I beg of you, help me repair the Blue Knight.
The old man studied his face.
The masked puppeteer you fought is a man feared like a demon in our trade. A half-baked man can't hope to match him. Do you understand?
Even so, I will, for the person who believed in me.
When he said this, Capri smiled broadly as something grand had just fallen in his lap. It was the day before the crowning ceremony. At the palace, the princess's absence had been noticed, and the royal keep fell into uproar from top to bottom. Oh, there's a card trap between the pages. Like hell, I'm gonna stop reading there.
The door has already been opened. Join the dance of the valorous.
Oh, look what I found.
Oh, I get it. I guess this is technically considered Republican territory. It absolutely is a foreign manse.
And the Blue Knight is a character from the novel, I think. Jeez Louise, he sure is detail-oriented. Anyway, I got a feeling that this next one's the last one.
Dance of the valorous. Well, now where could that be?
It's the arena, but I want to keep reading! Like hell, I'm gonna stop reading this. Chapter 16, the Duke's private manor. In the outskirts of the capital, in Duke Gaston's manor, Princess Tia sat in a lush room carpeted in deep crimson.
It's perfect for you, princess.
With a satisfied expression, Duke Gaston glared at his bound prisoner. What do you intend to do about the crowning ceremony today? Princess Tia asked in a quiet voice. The Duke shrunk a bit under her icy gaze.
I am afraid you will be absent. And so the throne and staff will be offered to me, the second in line.
Do you believe people would accept you?
To change the subject, Tia, I have found someone willing to accept you as a bride.
Seeing the sky-colored eyes waver for a moment, the Duke smiled with renewed confidence.
He is the second Imperial son, and quite the connection.
The Duke's smile widened. Oh god. At least he's not planning to kill her, but oh god.
While you learn the joys of womanhood in a new land, you can leave the rest to me.
It was a cowardly plan. Certainly wasn't a scenario that would be accepted for the Duke to take the throne in place of the first heir. However, it was different if the princess were to marry. If that were to pass, anyone could see that Duke Gaston's ascent to the throne was all but a done deal.
My lord, is it about time?
Oh, that's second in command. As the second in command's comment, the Duke stood.
I am sure you are quite tired from the daily attacks. Take the chance to rest and recover.
The Duke gave a chuckle at his own shamelessness and left the room. At that moment, here we go.
That won't be happening!
There was a tremendous crash, and a glass window exploded into glittering powder. Hell the fuck yeah! Alright, now we're in the home stretch. Only 6 chapters left. And so the boy becomes a man. Like a graceful leopard, a tall knight clad in blue armor leapt through the window. What is it going to be? Blue Knight Mark II? Like Azure Knight? What is he going to call it? Blue Knight Repair? Like, I don't know. Sapphire Knight? Something. I hope he gives it like some kind of upgraded name. Like a graceful leopard, a tall knight clad in blue armor leapt through the window. Following behind him was a small boy wearing a cap.
Princess Tia, I'm sorry. I know I'm a bit late,
He said. Sir Pedro. So you did come after all. A tremendous smile floated on the princess's face. Somewhat embarrassed, the boy returned the smile. Their eyes locked and words unsaid passed between them.
Hey, there's a time and a place for things.
Yeah, Blazing Blue Knight Kai, something like that, Jeremy. The Duke, having been completely ignored, was spurred to sputtering in anger. As the Duke seethed, his second in command was stealthily sneaking up on the still-bound princess. He reached out his hand on the princess's shoulder. Here we go. The blue light leapt forward like a bolt from a crossbow. Ah! The pitiable second in command, having taken a direct punch from the Blue Knight, collapsed against the wall, unconscious.
That's a bit much.
Duke Gaston, now white as a sheet, fled the room in a stumbling lurch.
Princess Tia, let us hurry. Your crowning ceremony begins soon.
Pedro said. Yes. Escaping the manse, the two were pursued by the Duke and his guard. However, as if to obstruct their path, a scarlet shadow fell down, shaking the ground. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome to the stream.
Sorry, but I'm going to have to get in your way. I'm afraid thoroughness is the #1 part of being a puppeteer after all.
The way he spoke made it hard to believe it was just a job. It was the masked puppeteer, Harlequin, and the Crimson Demon Doll, Calamity! I am on the edge of my fucking seat! The duel between red and blue. White blade met deadly claw. Blue and red twisted about in blinding fashion. The cover of the fight had been cleaved off.
Oh, you're moving better.
Harlequin exclaimed. Surprisingly, the Blue Knight's movement were just a little bit faster than that of the Crimson Devil Puppet Calamity. Yup.
I broke it all to pieces too, but to fix it back up in just one day. Looks like the old man found himself a good apprentice.
Oh, here we go!
You know my master?
Harlequin twirled his fingers and Calamity fluttered his wings and slowly lifted into the sky.
Oh, we have a bit of a history, yes.
He giggled.
But forget about that. What'll you do about this?
As he howled these words, the red puppet swooped down. Pedro pulled his strings back and the Blue Knight narrowly avoided the grasping claws.
Oh, this.
Smooth as flowing water, Calamity set out his long light tail to swipe at the knight. Pedro's threads flowed down and to the right. Dropping its center of gravity, the Blue Knight shifted his sword to a slant and redirected the force of the tail upwards.
Oh, this!
Calamity swung its horned head around and charged straight for the Blue Knight's torso. Pedro snapped his threads upwards and to the left this time. The Blue Knight, who had let itself fall slightly back, now slashed its sword down in a blur of light. With a small, pleasant cracking sound, the crimson wing on the right side of his puppet was hewn straight off. Hell yeah! God, this should totally be its own fucking anime. Red Hot Roar! Slightly panicked, the masked puppeteer wrenched back on the streets and put space between himself and the Blue Knight.
Hey, how about we call it a draw here?
Knowing it was hopeless, Pedro still offered. As he expected, a happy voice called back.
No, don't make bad jokes like that. It's been too long since I've had this much fun after all.
Seemingly drunk on warped joy, Harlequin twisted his hands about in a complex motion. Here we go. The kid gloves are off. It looked almost like he was drawing magic circles in the air.
I didn't think I'd end up using this.
He giggled. Calamity crossed both arms across its body as if holding itself. Slowly, a burning sound filled the air. A cold chill ran down Pedro's spine. He set to moving the Blue Knight but realized the princess was behind it. Uh-oh.
You can regret it in your next life!
Harlequin screamed. The Crimson Demon took an opposing stance. Its massive jaw creaked. There was a rushing of air, and then a ball of brilliant flame spewed forth. The area was engulfed in a violent pillar of swirling fire. The Blue Knight, Pedro, and the princess were all swallowed by the inferno.
So that's it, is it? Guess it was kind of a pity to end it there, huh?
Come on, do the heroic thing. Here we go! Gazing at the roaring flames, Harlequin muttered regretfully. However, his eyes soon narrowed, puzzled. No scent of meat roasting or metal melting reached his nose.
What?
The crimson maelstrom began to swirl faster, and the Yes! And the center suddenly parted as if blown apart from the inside. From the middle rose a blue twister. From the whereabouts of the death match. I can't believe we're so close to being done. It's too good to end so soon. Oh my god! From within the flame, the Blue Knight arose. Across its shoulders, Pedro and Princess Tia could be seen clinging, hale and hearty. What had blown away the raging flames was this tremendous two-handed sword! Spinning the enormous blade like a whirlwind, a butterfly made of flame danced above the Blue Knight's head. It was a fantastical scene! Yes!
You think that'll work?
Harlequin began gesturing again. It seemed he intended to launch another fireball.
I won't let you!
Pedro cried. Splitting through the wall of flames, the Blue Knight forced its way forward. In the next moment, Calamity's horned head was cleaved perfectly in two!
Absolutely wonderful.
The fireball, moments from release, puffed up with the crimson puppet and caused a small explosion. Flung by the shockwave, the Blue Knight was tossed in the air. Pedro braced both legs and managed to catch it. He can lift that thing? Jeez. He must be pretty buff. Said Pedro, are you all right?
I'm fine, yeah. I don't think there's any saving him.
Though Harlequin may have been a foe, he is still life that had been taken. Oh, come on. Pedro felt the guilt of such a deed strike him. Princess Tia, seeing Pedro so troubled, enveloped him in her arms. Oh, here we go.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't kill me off so easily,
Said a whispering voice from inside the pillar of flames. The voice seemed somehow satisfied.
I applaud your efforts, young man. I'll back down nicely this time. Looking forward to when we next meet.
The ground shook and a red and black shadow launched skyward and disappeared from sight. Oh my god, he's gonna... You know what that means, right? You know what that means? He's gonna become a good guy later on in the fucking series. Oh my god. You know that. He's totally gonna become a good guy later. Pedro and the princess looked at one another and burst into relieved laughter. God, this is so badass. Here we go. I can't believe this is the next to last chapter. There's so much to resolve. Chapter 21, The Doll Master's Purpose. The boy, the girl, and one puppet left for the capital in light feet, while the master puppeteer fled into the deep forest writing his scorched creation. Stopping suddenly, the master puppeteer spoke to the shadows in the trees. Here we go. Ooh, the connection between him and the old man. I wonder if it's his son or something.
You're there, aren't you, old man?
Noticed me, did you?
Pedro's master, Capri, stepped out from the cover of the trees. As always, the black priest was with him, but it was a curious sight, for the puppet had no arms.
As I thought, you fixed the blue puppet's arms with parts from the black priest. No wonder it moved so well.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is why he'll be even stronger in the future of the series, because, yeah.
Well, the gap between you and Pedro is a bit too much after all. I took it upon myself to give him a helping hand.
Harlequin's shoulders sunk in response to the words of the old puppet master.
Well, I don't mind as I had fun, but if and when the 13 factories found out about this...
Oh my god! This is so cool!
I don't think Pedro will have it too easy either, do you?
Oh my god! I really want to do it to you! Oh my god! So cool! The 13 factories. The moment he heard those disturbing words, Capri's expression darkened.
Well then, see you soon.
Leaving behind a suppressed laugh, the masked puppeteer disappeared in the deep forest. Oh, it's him.
Well then, see you soon.
That is the road all puppeteers must pass.
The old puppet master muttered in a quiet voice, almost as he was telling it to himself. God. God! This is too fucking cool! This should totally be a fucking Shonen Jump series. I'd watch it. I'd read it. Finale. 5 pages. Oh, look at that. I got achievement for reading it with Cheetah. There. Final chapter of Moment's Rest. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess, as always, filled 3 cups with black tea from the pot. Please enjoy your tea,
Thank you very much.
Pedro said. Behind the boy sipping tea stood a knight armored in blue. However, he had not a word to say. He finally doesn't have to keep up this act. Jeez.
What happened to the Duke in the end?
On the night of the crowning ceremony, Duke Gaston had disappeared with his vassals. After all, his plan had been foiled and the queen successfully crowned before countless countrymen. The royal guard, whose allegiance had been questionable before the coronation, fell to their knees in contrition and swore their loyalty to the new queen. The Duke, before he could be held for the crime of abducting the princess, understandably chose to flee the country. Mine uncle has chosen to entrust himself to the Empire. Apparently he sought protection from the Imperial Prince that he had arranged as a husband for me. The Queen smiled slightly. However, it seems as if they consider him something of a pest. I feel a bit sorry for him. Pedro was amazed.
They do not deserve your sympathy.
seriously. Oh wow, this is like Duke Dunan here. In truth, Pedro did not think Duke Gaston would back down easily. And what of the machinations of that foul master puppeteer Harlequin, who's totally not going to be his best friend later in the series. Capri, Pedro's teacher, seemed to know the jester, but simply dodged any questions about him with frustrating vagueness. Regardless, Pedro knew another battle would come, and soon. He'd have to upgrade the Blue Knight if he hoped to emerge victorious. Who's saying, "Oh, Pedro"? A slightly irritating, accompanying voice snapped Pedro from his reverie. Oh, Pedro. Do you wish for your tea to grow cold? The clear blue eyes which met his own carried their own message. It will be all right. Pedro, a little embarrassed, took his tea and drank deeply. It was enough to simply have this moment with her. The end. Bravo! Bra-fucking-vo! Oh my god! So fucking cool! So fucking cool! Okay, we can I'm just checking. We can come and go as we please. Oh my god. That should totally be a fucking show. I would totally read that manga. God, that's so fucking cool. Oh my god, oh my god. I'm sorry, I just can't help but think about that. Wow, I really love it. Okay, an open door. Yeah, Dance of Valor, so I know where, that's the arena. Let's see. Huh? It's unlocked. The entrance here should be kept locked as long as there's no show, like the martial arts tournament. In which case...
It seems this is our goal then.
Alright, let's get inside.
Ooh, it's all mysterious. Okay, we can't get in through there. And that's locked too. Oh, there's a battle? Oh god. Oh god, I didn't know there was gonna be a battle. Okay. Let me just, heal. Seriously, Bleba. They have exquisite taste at the Calvarian Embassy. That was so cool! Oh my god, I'm sorry, I am just still freaking thriving in like the adrenaline from that. God, that should... I've said it a million times, and I'll say it a million times more. That should be its own fucking anime. How is it not? God. Oh, the castle. Oh, that's the Bracer Guild. Where's the fucking orbment? There we go. Yup, I can upgrade. Okay. Chloe? Yeah, okay, she can. Olivier. Any of yours, yeah. Olivier. There we go. It's those fucking red ones, man. Alright, yeah. I saw that, so I wanted to upgrade at least one person's thing. Okay, now that we've saved, let's, there we go. Yep, there's red and blue. The Grand Arena. Kinda nostalgic.
Feels like we're just here yesterday.
Just standing here has been recalling the admiring roar of the audience.
You were invited to the castle after you won the martial arts competition, right, Estelle? I wish I could have joined you on the field. Thinking about it, it was still pretty amateurish. But you know, this whole thing is cleared up. I'd like to take part in next year's martial arts competition. To test my own ability for one.
Now that sounds like Cassius's daughter to me. Looks like he's not the only one that's ready to fight. I'd like to join in on the action too.
I, don't really feel like I have a chance against you, Zen.
Well, then I shall sing from the seats to cheer you on, Estelle. I will serenade my love for you as mightily as I can.
Pass. Whoa! What the fuck is up with that? That thing looks crazy. Monsters?
This feels reminiscent of some old Coliseum games.
The setting is certainly apt. It's a pity we lack an audience.
Here they come. Oh boy. Alright, let's check this. Is it 3 or it's Cryon bit? Weak to fire. Oh god, he got frozen. Oh no. Yep. You're not casting any arts, dude. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't. I know it was a dumb thing to use arts on fucking Zin. I know. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Is he gonna stay frozen? Ooh, yes, he does the Diamond Dust Rebellion. Let's see. There we go.
99.
Not too bad. There we are. Okay. Not too bad. What? What was that? It was like a magic trick.
What a fabulous display! He is a fitting rival indeed.
He's even weirder than I thought he'd be.
Yep, Olivier frozen the entire battle, unfreezes and kills the boss.
Well, whatever. Let's check the contents.
Yep. Receive portrait of Marseille. Yep. Now the cards are to the bottom of the box.
My princess, my rival, and brave bracers. Did you enjoy the show I prepared for your arrival? As I do not wish to upset the mood of our main role, it is time for the supporting actors to take their bows. I hope you will look forward to our next chance meeting. Exit stage left.
Some chance meeting. I wish you'd cut it out.
But there's something curious about it. Main role. Supporting actors. What does that mean?
Now that you mention it. Ah, fuck it. Let's just return to the foot of the archives. I thought it was a painting.
I can't thank you enough, Bracers. Still, why would that phantom thief fellow steal a portrait of the RC? It certainly is lovely, but it's nothing more than a simple portrait. It holds little monetary value.
Well, he doesn't really care about value, so he cares about pulling off a good prank or two. And it's probably our fault that the museum got wrapped up in his latest one. Sorry for putting you through all this.
No need to apologize. It wasn't your doing. And if anything, I'm very pleased how you handled this. Excellent work.
Quest, the missing exhibit completed.
This has been a good experience from a management perspective. I will need to be careful to ensure it never happens again.
Oh, wow, that was a lovely quest. Oh, man, I really enjoyed everything about that one, especially the story. My god, I am low on money. Let's just report this into the guild. Oh, we got the monsters too. There we go. Look, E+ rank. And received ingenuity course as a perk. Hold on, I just want to check the handy dandy strategy guide. Well, that's the only real side quest in this whole one. The rest of them are just monsters. Okay, interesting. I just want to check. I don't think we read the news, actually. Here we go. Earthquake's over. Zeiss has stopped shaking. The earthquake's playing Zeiss have finally ended, it seems. The Wolf Fort incident mentioned in our previous editions was only the beginning. The city of Zeiss, Sanctum Gate, and Lifestone Fortress were all hit by quakes as well, causing distress in the region. Sudden declaration of safety. However, not long after the earthquake at Lifestone Fortress, a declaration of safety was issued by Central Factory's Chief Murdoch. Some concern was expressed at the statement, but as a practical matter, there have been no earthquakes since. How such a declaration of safety is possible was explained by Chief Murdoch.
Ha ha! We determined that the earthquake was being caused by special circumstances.
He clarified. These earthquakes, it seems, were being caused by underground septium veins, and after analysis, it was possible to state accurately when they had ended. Declaration also emphasized disaster preparedness or future incidents, however. Technology! New model orbital engine finally complete. New model orbital engine was in the Central Factory is at last completed and has been revealed to the press. This engine was specifically designed for the cruiser Arce and has a higher output as well as streamlined maintenance or field repairs. The new engine will increase the Arce's cruising speed to 3,200 cells per hour, over 4 times the speed of an airliner. Really? I thought these were airliners. Making it the fastest ship in the world. Foreign Affairs, new engines drive peace. Samples of the new model engines referred to in our previous article are to be presented to both the Empire and the Republic as tokens of peace represented by this pact. These engines are said to be the key to next generation flight, and such technological exchange is the promise made to those who promise to uphold the harmony between nations. Much is expected from the Burl's ace in negotiations. Society. Elmo Hot Springs get hot, hot, hot! In the earthquake-stressed Zeiss region, even Elmo Village felt the wrath of nature. Following a quake, their hot springs began boiling. The phenomenon ceased after a few hours. But it's thought to be related to some form of underground abnormality. After investigating, the Bracer Guild issued a statement that it was temporary with no likelihood of recurrence. A possible connection to the quakes will be investigated by the Central Factory at a later date. They are covering this up for sure. Alright, now that we've read everything. Let's finally continue with the story. Let's, one day, there is gonna be one stream where I do nothing but read Gambler Jack. Probably near the end. I'll just have you guys know. Just telling you now, and honestly, if it's anywhere near as good as that story, I cannot wait for it. Dang, that's half the speed of modern. Wow. That's really impressive, Bleva. Oh, you're not her. My, is that that hulk of a man over there, Zen? I don't even need to see a face to know.
Hey! Are you seriously gonna judge me based on my body size? That's so wrong.
I thought you were a bear when we first met. My.
Jeez.
Kind of random.
Oh, Zin. I'm to LaBelle again. Hey, Yakumo. How's your great-great-great-grandmother Yukari doing? It seems I'll be here for a while again. You seem pretty busy yourself. Of course we are. After all, we've all got a pact signing approaching. Sorry, but I won't have time to bother with you for a while. That should be the ambassador's office. Shall we say hello to Elsa?
Oh, wow, this is gonna... Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, we should. But first, before I do this, I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Just gonna get some soda, be there very soon. All right. Sorry for the wait. Let's go in and talk to her.
All right, let me introduce you.
Ooh, I remember you. I remember you. Wow, yes. Oh, wow, yeah, she's a really pretty one. I forgot what voice I gave her. Fuck. I think I gave her the Mayor motherfucking Maybell voice.
Yes, come in.
Pardon us, Elsa.
She's a really pretty one.
Why, Zin Varthik. Hello, come in. Last I heard you returned to Calvard. What's an old dog like you doing back here in Granson?
Well, let's just say this old dog has a trick or two more to show off. I'll likely be in the borough for a while.
As to be expected of an A-rank bracer, I suppose. You never let up, do you? So, who's this with you?
Pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm Estelle Braid of the Bracer Guild. These are our assistants, Olivier Lenheim and Chloe Rins.
A pleasure, Ambassador. It's a pleasure to meet you, Ambassador. The pleasure is mine. I'm Elsa Cochran, Calvard's ambassador to Le Bourle. I get the feeling there's a bit more of this than a social call, though.
I'm afraid so.
Estelle and I party asked about the threatening letter the embassy received.
That letter, yes. You're helping the Royal Army investigate the matter, then?
Technically, yeah. The threats of terrorism aren't exactly something the Guild can ignore either, though. Would you mind helping us out?
Well, I suppose. We're well stuck into the situation after all. What would you like to know?
Well, to start with, do you have any idea who would have sent that letter? Like, does anyone in the Republic oppose the signing of the pact, or...?
Well, of course. You're looking at one after all.
Really? Huh?
Elsa, please. Try not to tease the kids too much, yeah?
Well, the truth's in. I'm pretty sure I've chewed your ear off about Arabonia enough for you to know what I think,
Well, yeah.
Still, Miss Bright, don't misunderstand me. President Rocksmith and Parliament have already approved the pact. My opinion has no meaning here. Yet, my personal feelings won't get in the way of my job.
Right. Is there anyone else from Calvert who might oppose the pact?
Oh, certainly. They're all tiny groups, though. And to be honest, there's no real reason to oppose it anyway.
So it's just because she has strong feelings about, Arabonia. Is her right? No reason? I don't quite follow.
It's not worth bothering. The pact doesn't have any practical effect. It's simply agreeing to the statement.
We shall not rely on violence to solve international problems and negotiate instead.
What a piece of garbage. It's more of a declaration than anything else, but... It is little more than a promise which can be broken without consequence. Save a loss of face, no?
I'm so glad Olivier is here with us.
Precisely. The worst you could do would be to rally other countries against the aggressor. Now, it's true that relations between Arabonia and Calvard have gotten even worse than usual over the past decade. So there is some value in establishing the Burl as a place where we can negotiate. But again, who'd bother opposing that?
Ouroboros. Yeah. It doesn't really seem like the thing you'd send a bunch of threatening letters about.
Well, Ambassador Cochrane, if you don't believe someone from Calvert is the perpetrator, then whom do you suspect? Well, my god, of course, tells me to blame it all on the Erebonians, the militaristic Hawk faction specifically. But frankly, even they have that new engine on the line. They aren't so stupid as to cut off their noses to spite their faces.
The new engine? Wait, you mean the one from the Arcee?
Yes. An engineering sample will be provided to both Calvert and Erebonia.
That's right, we read it in the news.
It'll happen right after the signing, in fact.
Whoa!
Ah, as to be expected of Queen Alicia. She holds both the Empire and Republic like in the palm of her hand.
Yes, I have to admit, she's handled this masterfully. That cutting-edge engine is going to birth a whole new generation of airship designs. And Alicia is practically handing it out, so long as you sign the agreement, and play nice with it and each other, at least for a while. Even the most testosterone-poisoned ninnies among the Erebonian Hawks wouldn't want to miss this chance.
I love her. Yeah, I guess so. She's really pretty and witty as well.
Which means, of course, that the possibility of either the Republic or the Empire interfering directly is pretty low.
Indeed. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
No, you were a big help! Just being able to cross suspect off the list helps a lot. Oh, speaking of which, though, we'd like to ask you about something else. Estelle asked Ambassador Cochrane about Ren's parents who totally aren't fake.
Harold Hayworth, a merchant from Crossbell, I can't say your drink is any cross bells. I'm sorry. That was just a joke. He's never visited the embassy, at least.
Darn. Well, thanks.
Do remember that Crossbell sits directly between Erebonia and Calvert, however. A very interesting setting to place a game in, no? A game or two, I should say. You may want to inquire at the Erebonian Embassy as well.
Okay, thanks, Ambassador. And thank you for being so open with us.
You're quite welcome. I'm glad I could help. By the way, you said your name was Estelle Bright? You wouldn't happen to be Brigadier General Bright's daughter?
Oh, you know Dad?
Of course. Everyone knows Cassius Bright. Ready to fight, as he says. The heroic vanquisher of the Imperial Army, and now head of Lebeur's Royal Army. If I'd heard he'd had a daughter, but I didn't expect to meet you like this.
Well, I'm just kind of an inexperienced newbie myself still.
Well, you're off to a good start then, I think. We at the embassy have relied on the guild a number of times in the past. Should the time come again, I hope you'll aid us, Miss Bright.
Well, if the chance comes up, sure! Well, we'll see you around then. I'm so glad we met her. I really like her.
Estelle Bright. Our embassy owes the guild greatly for your constant support. Should we have any jobs come up, I'll be happy if you would be the one to take them on.
I'd love to take a job from you. She's so cool. She's like the kind of lady I would love to have as a boss. Alright, so yeah, next up, but I believe, I want to save Olivier's embassy for next time. I had a fantastic time with today's episode. That story was so badass! Oh my god, I loved it! 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 I love that story! I think I'm gonna change the title of the stream to fit it better. Oh my god. There we go. Oh my god, you guys. Thank you so much for coming today. We'll have more Lobotomy Corporation on Tuesday, and we're going to continue this on Thursday. So, until next time, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.